and then our home takes you.
Takes you home.
Takes you to
To the beginning, exactly. Alright, so you'll get. Roll it back some.
Roll it back some.
Alright. Keep going, roll it back. Alright, here you go. That's good. Thanks, George. Always warms my heart to know what we do makes a difference and that the government is good.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight.
Faster.
Faster.
George.
Once again, I'm George McAllister.
Brian.
And I'm Brian Hemsworth, and you're watching the Midwest Territory News Network. Have a great night, everyone.
You got it?
Yep.
Alright, we're going live. Cool.
Hi there, folks. I'm George McAllister.
And I'm Brian Hemsworth.
And this is the Midwest Territory News Network.
Days since the incident.
And it seems like life is getting better every single day, doesn't it, Brian?
Oh, it sure is, George. We have come so far in such little time. It is incredible.
As always, we like to start our broadcast with some good news. The missing persons list is now lower than it has ever been since the incident. In the past month, we have found over 25 people, which is a new record. As always, if you have any information about anyone on the National Missing Persons List, we encourage you to contact the proper authorities. Now, over to Brian with the weather.
Thanks, George. Now let's have a look at the forecast for the Midwest Territory. I don't know about you guys, but I sure miss the nuclear winter, because this week it's going to be mostly cloudy with a chance of acid rain showers in the Midwest. We encourage you to stay indoors and never forget that overexposure to acid rain can lead to ghoulification. Down south, we are seeing the last of the smog clouds clear out as the tar monsters hibernate north for the spring. In the west, the wildfires are still burning everything in their paths as the 2-year-long drought has left everything dry. Be sure to stay away from fires and remember your fire safety. The acid rain and smog clouds will make for a high today of 135 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of about 134 degrees Fahrenheit. The acid rain doesn't show any signs of stopping anytime soon, so I would plan on staying inside for most of the week. However, it appears as if we have seen the last of the smog clouds, and you might see some pop clouds around lunchtime. But you should expect those to be gone by the late afternoon. With the smog clouds gone, that means the weekend temperature will drop to about 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which will make the perfect weather conditions for the weekend sludge ball matchups. This is the last weather report I will be bringing you for a long time as the weather satellites stopped responding. So from now on, you're on your own. Now I believe George has some news for us over from the garden.
That's right, Brian. It seems as if that good weather has really helped out the garden, as this past weekend, the folks over at the garden have broken the world record for number of tomatoes harvested in one season, a staggering 13 tomatoes. Unfortunately, most of them are radioactive, so they are not safe for human consumption, but they still make good nightlights. Don't like tomatoes? Don't worry. The garden still has a variety of other foods to choose from, such as apples, brown bananas, and mystery fruit. Just remember that supplies are very limited, so get in now while supplies last.
In other news, the bunker still has open spots and is accepting reservations. However, the spots are of course limited. To reserve a spot, the cost is only 50 rations. We'd like to remind you that in case of another emergency, the bunker is the safest place to be in the territory, and only those who have reserved a spot will be allowed entry. Our very own Radioactive Randy took a trip to the bunker, and here's what he found.
Thanks, George. Hi, everyone. Like you said, my name's Radioactive Randy, and welcome to the Bunker Update. Now, let me tell you, this bunker has everything you need to be safe and have a good time. This bunker is fully equipped with running electricity, and we've even got games. Got this lovely gentleman playing darts right now. We've also got art by the people, for the people. I'm gonna tell you folks, you really can't run out of things to do here. If you follow me, I'll show you some of our other services. Folks, I do warn you though, it does cost 50 rations to reserve a spot, and there are limited spots, so get cracking on them. Now, like I said, we've got electricity, we've got running water, which is really amazing. And if you see, look right back there, we've got a beautiful view of our blue sky. God, I love this place. That's all from me, folks. Back to you, George.
As we all know, the territorial elections are coming up, and our very own rambunctious Randy has a chance to interview the Southern Territory candidate Jeff Jefferson.
Hi everyone, Rambunctious Randy here, and tonight I'm joined by a very special guest. How are you tonight, sir?
Thanks for having me on the show tonight, Randy. I'm Jeff Jefferson, the Southern candidate, and let me talk to you about territorial unification and why that's a dumb idea. So my opponent, Mr. Sleepy John Smith, thinks it's a great idea we should all come together like a bunch of pansies. He's wrong, all right? We should all fend for ourselves, take freedom as the cornerstone of our lives and run with it. And then I think we run, and by run, I mean fly to Mars. We're going to Mars, y'all. That's the next great frontier. That's where we gotta go once this Earth's all dried up, and guess what? It's getting there. So I say we hop on a ship and go. It's where we gotta be.
The candidates are doing everything they can to connect with the people. The Midwest candidate, John Smith, has been traveling the territories promoting his policies for territorial unification. Just last week, he was in Arkansas giving a speech with a crowd north of 2,000 people.
Arkansas? I thought we lost Arkansas.
Hi, Ration Randy here. Welcome back to this week's cooking show. Let's see what we've got in our ration box. Looks like we've got a lot of goodies to unpack this week. 2 oranges, mushy, just the way we like them. 2 bananas, perfectly ripe. I tell you, those folks over in the garden, they really know what they're doing. Keep us fresh. 2 apples. You can already tell this one's gonna be nice. Sleeve of crackers. Wow. Never seen one of these before. Can't wait to eat it though. 3 mystery cans, you know? You never know what you're gonna get. And I can't wait to find out. Oh, wow. Looks like some potatoes. Oh, interesting. Oh, yes! My favorite government issued meat. Oh my god, I haven't gotten one of these things in months. I cannot wait to use it. Last one. Better be good. Beans. Can never go wrong with beans. Alright, let's get these things fired up and see what we can make. Alright, now let's get the plating. Lovely meal that anyone can make with their weekly rations. Bon appetit!
In recent attempts to find out if our friends in Europe are still there, the territorial government tried to contact the European government via broadcast signals. However, once again, no response. We'd like to remind everyone that this does not mean they're not there. They could just be ignoring us.
It's the end of the month, so you know what that means. It's time for the Sports Corner. First, from the World Sludge Bowl, tomorrow night, the Southern Abominations will be taking on our Bobsville Bobs. The Bobs are heavily favored, but this is a rivalry game, and you know what they say about rivalry games. Someone is definitely going to cheat. If you wish to attend, tickets are still available at the door at the low price of 10 rations, and kids are only 5 rations. That sludge-off time is 7:30 tomorrow night. In an unfortunate turn of events, the League of Athletic Athletes has officially disbanded. The reason? They lost their ball. The ball was one of the last relics from the pre-incident world. The owner of the ball did not agree with one of the penalty calls made from the referee, so he literally took his ball and went home. Quite frankly, how the ball works is baffling. The world's best scientists have not been able to figure out how the air manages to stay inside. We are not yet sure where the bull's owner lives, but when we find out, we will certainly raid his house, and you can catch that raid live right here on MTNN.
Folks, something very special has happened. We received our first fan mail. I have yet to read it because I wanted to share this very special moment with you, the viewer. Without any further ado, it reads, "Dear MTNN news crew, I just wanted to thank you for all the good work you are doing at the news station. I am so glad the government decided to fund a news station instead of wasting their money on water purifiers. Without you guys, I would never know what kind of weather to expect. The government is truly good. Sincerely, Rattlin' Randy." Thanks, Randy. You're right, the government is good. If you wanted to send in your fan mail, you can do what Randy did and send it directly to our studio.
Thanks, George. It always warms my heart to know that what we do makes a difference and that the government is good. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight.
Once again, I'm George McAllister.
And I'm Brian Hemsworth, and you're watching the Midwest Territory News Network. Have a great night, everyone.